Ready, set! Got him! Order! Got him!
The platoon guidons that are about to be retired have been the identification flags of each platoon throughout recruit training. To each, the guidon is a symbol of spirit, dedication, teamwork, and unit identity.
Retire the guidon!
Lieutenant Colonel Marte, the commanding officer of the 4th Recruit Training Battalion, will present the High PFT and Honor Graduate Awards. She is accompanied by Sergeant Major Fortner, the 4th Recruit Training Battalion Sergeant Major. We would like to thank the Marine Corps Association for providing the awards today. Please hold your applause until after all the awards have been presented.
Right face.
The most physically fit Marine of Company N with a combined PFT and CFT score of 600 points out of a possible 600 points is PFC Sandoval from Platoon 4031. The honor graduate for Platoon 1072 is PFC Perry from Toledo, Ohio. PFC Perry was recruited by Sergeant Oates. The honor graduate for Platoon 1073 is PFC Broomfield from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. PFC Broomfield was recruited by Sergeant Vargas. The Company C honor graduate is PFC Eau Claire from Platoon 1074 from Castleberry, Florida. PFC Eau Claire was recruited by Sergeant Ayotte. PFC Eau Claire is also the most physically fit Marine of Company C with a combined PFT and CFT score of 600 points out of a possible 600 points. The honor graduate for Platoon 1075 is PFC Judd from Huntington Station, New York. PFC Judd was recruited by Sergeant Rodriguez. The honor graduate for Platoon 1076 is PFC McGuire from Madison, Alabama. PFC McGuire was recruited by Sergeant Stellick. The honor graduate for Platoon 1077 is PFC Camello from Florida City, Florida. PFC Camello was recruited by Sergeant Alba. The honor graduate for Platoon 1078 is PFC McCusker from Sanford, Maine. PFC McCusker was recruited by Staff Sergeant Wise. The honor graduate for Platoon 4030 is PFC Tape from Union, Missouri. PFC Tape was recruited by Gunnery Sergeant Coyle. The Company N honor graduate is PFC Clark of Platoon 4031 from Lake Bay, Washington. PFC Clark was recruited by Staff Sergeant Frederick. Marching onto the parade ground is the combat marksmanship instructors of Platoon 1074 and 4030. The high shooter Company C with a score of 337 out of a possible 350 points is PFC Bright. The high shooter of Company N with a score of 334 out of a possible 350 is PFC O'Neill. Presenting the awards today are the combat marksmanship instructors responsible for instilling the knowledge and proficiency of the company high shooters. They are Sergeant Gring and Sergeant Brown. Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished graduates of Company C and Company N. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the Marines hymn and the final dismissal. Ladies and gentlemen, the First Sergeants of Company N and Company C, First Sergeant Rubalcaba and First Sergeant Goodrow.